Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to day 6 of 30 Days of Sketches, series 14. And the sketch today is a double pager and it is by Brandy Baucom. I don't know if I'm saying her last name right, so I apologize if I am not. It's Baucom. And I really started out going in the direction of the sketch. So the pink area on the sketch is represented by that corally peach color that I've got going on there. And then the blue sections where she's got the semicircles, I was going to cut this packaging up and die cut it with this Elizabeth Craft Designs die with these knots on it and use pieces of that in those areas. But then I decided I kind of liked it better by doing something completely different. So I really did start out in the manner of the sketch. I wasn't going to do the big black lines around it or anything like that, but I was going to do the semicircles, but that didn't work out. So I am just using the packaging here and I am inking it up with some black soot distress ink. I'm going to put some down the right hand side and some down the left hand side and have just a little bit peeking out from the right hand side of that semi-solid paper there. And that is going to be the 3 areas represented, even though they're not exactly like the sketch. Now this paper that I'm using here is from the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Coastal Collection, which I have a lot of that going on in this album because that is the collection that we used for our class that we hosted on the cruise. And so I am just trying to use some of that on each of my pages to kind of have it all kind of coincide and match throughout the album. I don't need every paper on every page, but I want to have it so that there's some level of cohesiveness. Sorry, I'm having a hard time spitting out words today, you guys. So I am now going to tuck this under this striped piece just a little bit because there is a little tiny turquoise stripe going vertically down that packaging piece, and I didn't want to cover that up. I wanted it to kind of just show it's on both pieces of the packaging that are on the right and the left. There isn't a turquoise piece or stripe on that little strip, and that's totally okay. Now apparently my white paper is not perfectly 12 by 12 or those other pieces are not 100% 12 by 12 because there's a little tiny white border, so I just trimmed those off and I'm liking how that looks. I obviously like how it looks without that extra white peeking out, but I'm liking how the overall layout is looking so far. So I have photos of me, MK, and Sandy, and we are in Miami before we leave on the ship. And then the right hand page is the first dinner that we are at. Now I have these super large stamps from Heidi Swap. These are pretty much brand new from her. I think they came out end of January, beginning of February. And I ordered them because I had to have them, you guys. I've been looking for really large alpha stamps for a long time. And I had purchased some at one of the like local scrapbooking flea market type deals, and they just weren't good. Like they were so old that when you tried to peel them off the paper, they tore. So it was very disappointing, but you never know what you're going to get when you purchase from one of those things because you can't open them up and look at it ahead of time. But these ones are brand new and I just love them. I'm just using some archival ink from Ranger to ink up everything, and my title here is going to be Goodbye Miami, Hello Sea. And I'm just eyeballing the height of where I stamp it and the width, and I think it comes out pretty good. It's probably not 100% perfect, but it is good enough for me. And then I do have this other stamp set. This is a Tim Holtz stamp set that I'm using for the word C, which is going to be smaller because the paper is not as wide on the right hand side. And so I couldn't do the ones from Heidi Swapp. They were too tall, and they were too wide to do them standing up. Now, when I get this all said and done here, the goodbye is upside down. And that's because when I turn my head sideways, that's the way I would read it. If I had turned it the other way, it would have looked weird to me, but I do realize that it looks upside down. And those letters are just die cut with a die set from scrapbook.com. I will put a link down to that down below for that die set, as well as for these Heidi Swapp stamps that I purchased directly from her shop, not on scrapbook.com. So that's my title, and actually my layout is going to be super simple. I am going to use this rope that has this text print in the middle. I'm going to use this banana tree and a couple of acrylic pieces from Bramble Fox. This one says Set Sail, and then the white one is the white little captain's wheel is also from them, and I'm liking the way those look. I didn't want to get too much wordier. I didn't want to be too wordy with this, but I liked the big white Set Sail. It's just kind of like very simple, and I liked the white wheel over in front of the word C because I feel like it just kind of like mellows everything out and brings a little white into it. So I'm pretty happy with that. What I'm doing here is my glue dots, which I don't know if these are glue dots or Zots Bling. They're Zots. I'm folding the backer over and then over the top of the glue dot and then cutting it in half. So that doesn't gum up my scissors at all, but it allows me to cut them in half because they were too big for some of those letters. And then I just used a Kikuyo dot liner on that small captain's wheel, which this is one of the first times I've used this dot liner, but I do like the dots, and I think it would work really well for these smaller acrylic pieces. And I actually purchased that so that I could just take that on the cruise with me rather than taking my big ATG gun. I didn't need to pack as much adhesive as I would normally use at home, but and so I didn't want to take the big huge gun. I did not have room or in my suitcase for that, and I was already taking a lot of stuff because I had kits for class and everything, so I didn't want to be overweight. And I was cutting back wherever I could, and that was one of the areas. But I think I really do like this Kikuyo dot liner, especially for this purpose. I don't think I would use it for everything, just because my ATG works great and I don't have any complaints with it. It's probably the least expensive way to purchase my adhesive because I purchase in bulk from Tape Jungle and usually go in with a bunch of friends and we buy a case of it. But for this purpose, for these small little bits, I think this little dot liner is going to work perfectly. Now, I did pull out some ephemera from the Heidi Swapp Chasing Sun collection. I think that's what it's called, Chasing Sun. And the colors match really well to this Simple Stories collection. So I'm going to pull in a couple of pieces from that. I'm using the frame, and I'm going to cut that in half. These two labels are actually from the Sunkissed collection from Pretty Little Studio. I'm trying to remember the names of them all, you guys. And I just went through the stack of labels that I had and pulled out all of the ones that I felt would go well with my cruise stuff and stuck them in with my cruise stuff because I know I'm going to be needing more of those. I am just about done here. I am going to do a couple of little stamps. I ended up doing one over, which I guess I didn't get on film, but one of them I did on that pink label in the bottom right hand corner, and it's a little lounge chair with an umbrella over it. And then I did a little ship in the upper left hand corner of the page that says Miami. And then I'm just adding a little bit of white splatter, and that's going to be it, you guys. I'm going to call it a day and leave it really simple. I think the title gives it big impact, and that's all I needed. Don't forget to check out everyone playing along with 30 Days of Sketches. Links are down below for that, as well as the Facebook group in case you want to play along and go and check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back again with another video tomorrow, and if you have any questions or comments, you can always leave those down below. I will get back to you as quickly as I can, even though sometimes I get a little bit behind. So just be patient and I'll answer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.